It's 8:06 on a Tuesday morning here on the Michigan Insider on Sports Talk 1050 WTKA, online at WTKA.com. We're live here inside the Suburban Chevrolet Make the Choice studios. I want to say thanks again to Gerald Hoff and Mike Lantry to tell us about the Army-Navy wheelchair basketball game that will be at the Chrysler Center this Sunday.
I feel we were briefly talking before you had them on the air in there. Mike is one of those guys who will always be known in these circles for the wrong thing. Because Mike has done so many great things in the community. He served our country, but what's he always going to be known for? And it's unfortunate that you get known for missed kicks, but when you ask a coach, what's your most vivid memory of a venue, they always talk about losses. So it shouldn't necessarily surprise us that people remember the misses before they remember other things.
Oh, time doesn't make people forget, Ira?
You know the answer to that is no. So unfortunately, that's the case because Mike means so much more to this Michigan community. You addressed it, obviously being a guy that served for our country before he came and played football here. That he deserves so much more recognition for other things. Unfortunately, we have to remind those other things because what comes first top of mind is the other side of things. But we do appreciate those guys stopping by. And Sunday, go check them out. That Army-Navy wheelchair basketball game at Chrysler should be a lot of fun.
Absolutely, it should be.
All basketball at Chrysler is fun, right?
Isn't it, though, Ira? What an awesome segue. You've been doing this job for a while, man. I could tell.
I'm a pro.
You go over to the Chrysler Center and you can see great men's action. You can also see great women's action as the Michigan women's basketball team in exhibition play last Sunday. I mean, wow. I don't know if there's too much Coach Kim Barnes Arico could complain about. Coach, good morning.
Morning, Sam.
How are you today?
I'm terrific.
All right. So, Coach, let's back up, look at the exhibition game against Davenport. Your team won 74-39, and we always start with the top of the stat sheet. And in this game, Coach, your true freshman didn't disappoint. Caitlin Flaherty led 4 players in double figures with 17 points, 6 assists. And how about this for her first game action in the Michigan uniform? 0 turnovers.
Yeah, Sam, that was the most shocking statistic, I think, because she had been turning the ball over a little bit in practice, which is expected for most freshmen. The speed of the game is significantly different. So that's kind of been a focus that she's had the last couple of days of really taking care of the ball and not turning the basketball over. So when she came out of that game with 0 turnovers, I think that was even more surprising for me than the actual 17 points and 6 assists, because I see her do that on a regular basis. So it was a great showing for her first game, and hopefully she can keep that consistency through the season.
I remember when you were sitting across from me last week, Coach, and I said, what are you looking for? What are you stressing early in the season? And one of the things you talked about, what was your veterans not trying to do too much? This is their time. This is their team. But you didn't want them to feel like they had to do it all. Did you kind of see them kind of take that perspective into the game last Sunday?
Definitely, and that's something that we had talked about and worked on all week with them, Sam, after you and I had spoken. And, Nicole Elmblad really kind of took that to heart, and she is such a tremendous leader. And I told her, just because it doesn't show up in the stat sheet doesn't necessarily mean that you're not the most valuable member of our team. And I think that's really important for our team to learn throughout the year, is that, a lot of times it's not how many points you score, but it's other things that you contribute to our team that helps us be successful. So sometimes you have to not listen to the outside voices of, how many points did you score, or how many rebounds did you have, but really the inside voices of how can I help my team be as successful as possible. And our seniors did that in the exhibition game.
Yeah, Saisha was amazingly efficient, 7 of 9 from the field, 15 points. She grabbed 9 boards, obviously one short of a double-double, the kind of productive clip that if you can get that from her, Coach, you're in business.
Yes, and Saisha is another one that we've really been working on that as well. She had 1 rebound at half.
Wow.
We really challenged her. Yeah, we challenged her in the second half because that's something, I know I keep stressing with you, but being small, we have to make sure we rebound the ball, and we really count on her to do that for us. she really turned it on in the second half, and we found her in transition for some easy baskets, and she did a great job as well. And if she can score, if she could shoot 7 to 9 every game, we would be in great shape. And I know one of her goals is to really try to get 10 rebounds, every single game. So be one of the top rebounders in the country. And she came on strong in the second half and really finished well.
So, Coach, I'm curious because looking at your starting lineup, you have Caitlin in the starting lineup. You're one of the smaller, maybe one of your smaller starting lineups since you've been here. Is that the route you think you're going to go this season, or was that kind of a trial balloon?
Great question, and I think it's ever changing. And one of the greatest things about our team this year is we probably have more depth than we've had since I've been here, and that kind of gives you the ability to really challenge kids and push them in practice every day and really challenge them for a starting spot. As coaches, sometimes it's not the people that start, it's the people that finish that are important. But from a kid's perspective, a lot of times they want the opportunity to start. So we really have the ability now to challenge. What you do in practice will really result in that opportunity in the game. But I think we are going to change it, and I think it's going to depend on who we're playing, because size will be important on different days. And, we do have a bigger lineup that we can go with moving Nicole to the 3 and starting Jillian Dunstan at the 4. And, if we do that for rebounding purposes, I think that will help us in some ways. I just think it takes away a little bit of our scoring ability because our guards are really shooting the ball exceptionally well. Madison Rostovsky has also done a tremendous job for us, but she's kind of been like a spark for us and kind of also a calming presence now that she's experienced coming off the bench, and she gives us that presence when she comes in, and she's also instant offense because she does have the ability to score. So she's probably in the mix of that rotation as well. But I think on any given day it could be a different group of people, which is exciting from a coaching perspective.
We're talking to Michigan women's basketball coach Kim Barnes-Arico here on the Michigan Insider on Sports Talk 1050, WTKA, online at WTKA.com. Coach, you got 12 points, 5 assists from Shannon Smith. Sierra Thompson scored 11 points. So a well-rounded effort. I think we kind of have an idea of what to expect from them. I'm curious what you saw from the other freshmen, the freshmen other than Caitlin on Sunday.
Well, Jillian did a tremendous job. Like I said, she's in the mix for a starting spot. She's been doing a great job at practice. She's a strong, physical. She could play the 3-4 kind of kid, and she did a great job for her. She went in and she was super nervous at first and made a bunch of mistakes and came right out and kind of regrouped and then went back in and really did a great job, and she's going to be a heck of a player for us. But I was super impressed with the way the rest of the freshmen were able to get in there and were able to play. I thought they're really a talented group, and they did a great job. Maria Backman came in. She's a 6'2" wing. I mean, she could jump up and grab rim easily, dunks a small ball. But she shoots the ball exceptionally well, but has great length. So she came in, did a great job. But also inside the rotation of Tara Stapleton, Kelsey Mitchell, and Imani Jackson, they came in and gave Saisha Gori some great minutes, and that's kind of been a focus of ours in our early practices, and really who's going to help Saisha, and who's going to be able to go in and get some rebounds for us, and who's going to be able to give Saisha a break, and if she gets in foul trouble or if she needs rest, who's going to be able to give us great minutes. And I thought those 3 really did a really good job, and they earned some extra minutes moving because they came in and contributed and did a great job on both ends of the floor.
Coach, I can't recall if there was this large a gap last year between exhibition and regular season play, but how do practices break down? How does the focus for you break down here over the next week and a half as you head into Detroit?
Yeah, it's definitely a big gap, but it was so great to put on the uniform and to be at Chrysler, and I just want to thank all the people that came out. It was a tremendous crowd and great support, but there is a little bit of a gap right now, so we had off yesterday, and then we're going to get back at it. I mean, anytime you have an opportunity to play, it gives you such a great opportunity to break down film and spend time individually with each kid and as a group and really see, because the film doesn't lie. We tell them all the time, oh, Coach, I didn't do that. Oh, no, yes, you did. So here it is on film. So So it's a great opportunity for us to really improve now that we've had an opponent to face. So we'll spend the next, few days really working on getting better at those things that we didn't do exceptionally well. And then we'll scrimmage a little bit on Saturday and then start preparing early next week, have Sunday off, and then start preparing for Detroit. But I think now the kids can really see, here's the film, this really happened, and it's a great learning opportunity. So I'm excited about, the next few practices of us really getting better.
Yeah, and I think it's great that people really, really seem to be getting to know you and getting to know your team. A lot of great feedback from the open practice where there were about 400 people. I know your team volunteered for the Chad Tough 5K run on Saturday, right?
Yeah, Sam, I mean, one of the greatest things about, sometimes I have our team in practice and, as a coach, you're hard on them, or if you don't think they're working tough enough, you kind of give it to them a little bit. But at the end of the day, I feel so fortunate to be surrounded by a group of young women that are great, great people. And they are out in the community. They're involved in so many different things, and they just have the biggest hearts of anybody I know. And to be able to go to work and work with them every day, I'm really lucky. And, my two young daughters go to school with the cars, and we're at the same elementary school, and we live in the same community. So as a mom, it's just heart-wrenching to see kind of what they're going through, and our team is behind them 100% of the way. So, they said to me, Coach, what can we do? And we would love to volunteer. So it was fun. Our staff went out and ran, and my two little girls ran with us as well. And our team was spread out all throughout the course and just cheering everybody on, and kind of had a tunnel at the end and giving high fives for everyone running through. And I mean, they just do so many great things in the community. I mean, last night they went out and kind of delivered some season tickets to some of the kids that came to our kids clinic last week.
That's
and
awesome.
Yeah, just really involved, and just a great team. And I just want them to be out there and let the community get to know what kind of people they are, because as much as they're great basketball players, they're even better people.
Yeah, outstanding, Coach. And if they are following after you, there's no question about it. Appreciate it, Coach, and appreciate you kind of pulling double duty last week. You were part-time coach, part-time taste tester, so that was great of you to do. And maybe again sometime we'll be able to do it.
Oh, Sam, that was a highlight. I didn't stop talking about that pumpkin fondue all day. So anytime you want me to come back in, I really enjoy the food aspect of things. So I'm free every Tuesday morning if you need me.
All right, Coach. Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Sam.
All right.